given that f of x is equals to the root of x minus 1 and g of x is equals to the root of 2 minus x, find the domain of f times g and f over g. Alright, so this is straightforward. For the first one, the domain of f, remember the function f of x is the square root of x minus 1. So for this to be valid for the values of x, we just know that what is inside the square root must not be negative. So in short, we're saying that x minus 1 must not be negative. It must always be greater or equals to 0. So this means that x is greater than 1 if the 1 goes outside. So if that's the case, the domain for f will simply be all the values starting from 1 going upwards. So we'll say 1 inclusive all the way up to positive infinity. So if you think of it, if I put a 0, remember 0 is not part of this list. If I put a 0 where there's x, I'll have 0 minus 1, which is a negative, and we don't want that. So if you put a 1, then you get a 0. So any number from 1 going upwards is valid for the domain. Alright, so next, number 2. Number 2, we have the domain of g. So g is the function 2 minus x. So same thing. This 2 minus x must be greater or equals to 0. So this means that 2 is greater or equals to, or no, let's do it this way, not like this. We can say negative x is greater or equals to negative 2. So this means that x is less than or equals to positive 2. Because if we divide both sides by the negative, for an inequality, we have to flip the sign. So the domain of g is simply all the numbers that are less than or equals to 2. So it means that we're starting from all the way from negative infinity up to positive 2 included. So an example can be if I get 1, I replace 1 where there's x there, it will be 2 minus 1, so it's valid. So this is the domain. Next is number 3. So number 3 says f times g. So for these two, the domain of this will simply be the domain of f intersection the domain of g. So what is the domain of f? Domain of f is starting from 1 all the way up to positive infinity, intersection domain of g is negative infinity all the way up to 2, like this. So to put this in perspective so to understand it, we're saying that for the first one, these are the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, goes on. Okay. Then for the other one, these are the numbers all the way from negative. So we can say negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2. So they come from negative numbers as well. So if you look at these two sets, what is found in both of them? What is common in both sets? We can see that we have the starting numbers there, that is the 1 and the 2. So those are the only numbers that are found in both sets. So this means that our domain, which is the intersection, is simply 1 and 2. For the second bracket, this one, remember it starts from negative infinity, so we're intersecting. In other words, we're finding what is common. So what is common, as you can clearly see, is 1 and 2, also 1 and 2 here. So it just starts from 1 to 2 and both of them are included. So for the last one, we have to find the domain of f over g. So this will be the same as well. As long as the domain of f is as long as the domain of g is not 0. So domain of f intersection domain of g on a condition that f of x is not 0. So since f of x is not 0, then this means that so now since we're getting the same expression, I want us to understand it like this. we're getting the same expression, which is this one here. That's the one that we're using for division. But division has a condition. The condition is that the denominator cannot be 0, of which the denominator function is g. So how can g become 0? Remember, g, let me just kill this. So g is the function, the root of 2 minus x. So for this g to be 0, it means that x must be 2. So in this case, x cannot be 2 because g cannot be 0. So x cannot be 2 because if x is 2, we'll get a 0. So this means that our domain will not be the same as multiplication, but rather our domain will just be 1 included and 2 is not included. Because if we include 2, it will produce a 0 in that square root. So there we have it.